Hello and welcome to today's October 9th second stimulus check update and second stimulus package update. Today we will cover the current state of the stimulus relief package negotiations. President Trump signals to go big and get a deal done. A new higher $1.8 trillion proposal is happening today. And the Problem Solvers caucus members give insight to what's going on. If you're a subscribed member of my community, then welcome back. And if you're not, consider subscribing right now for all the best updates on what's happening with the stimulus package. Okay, now President Trump signaled that the stimulus negotiations are going well and tweeted for Mnuchin and Pelosi to go big. So this happened just today. Now, as of right now, we don't have the details of the new proposal that Mnuchin has been given permission to present. But from what I've read in a few different sources, it should be a $1.8 trillion offer, and it should include stimulus checks direct to the people, unemployment help through the end of the year, and rental and mortgage assistance for those that are behind. It's just awesome. I'm so excited to see that the White House and the Republican side have come up and that a deal is being put forward to Nancy Pelosi. Okay, now the new higher numbers came after President Trump had a phone call with the top Republican leaders telling them to make a bigger offer. Now remember, this started at $1 trillion, then it went to $1.5 trillion, then to $1.6 trillion, and now they've gone up another $200 billion to $1.8 trillion. This should catch some attention, and I'm hoping it will get this thing done because you guys know this thing should have been done back at the end of July, and now we're almost in the middle of October. Larry Kudlow, who is in the White House cabinet, said on an interview this morning that President Trump has given permission to put forward a revised deal by Steve Mnuchin and that he is ready to do a deal. So now Larry Kudlow has seemed more optimistic about a stimulus deal than I've seen him look in several weeks. He just seemed beat up like nothing was going to happen. But today he seemed very upbeat about the offer and what will be inside the offer. So it was good to see him have some optimism. So it looks like the stars are starting to align to get this next stimulus package done before the election. I was starting to worry we wouldn't see anything because of different things that I was reading. But as of right now, things seem to be heading in a direction that gets a deal done and money out to the people. Now, I do have to bring forward something that I see as a potential hurdle. My community knows that I don't BS or mess around. So this is a legitimate concern, and I believe a hurdle that will have to be jumped. Now, remember a few weeks ago when it was believed that House Speaker Nancy Pelosi would try to impeach President Trump a second time. And she said, he's not worth it. No, we're not going to do that. We're focused on a stimulus package. Well, now she is calling to invoke the 25th Amendment to have the presidential authority stripped from President Trump and have that power and authority move to Vice President Mike Pence. Now, there's not a lot of reasoning behind this, but she is saying that she believes that President Trump is unfit to run the country now that he has had COVID. This also, based on the chain of authority, puts Nancy Pelosi one step closer to assuming the presidential authority herself. So, there could be some skin in the game for what she's trying to do. But again, I'm just presenting what's actually happening so that you guys know. So this would put Mike Pence, if they're able to pass this, which I don't think that they will, that would put him in line, and then it would put her second in line. I guess when Senator Chuck Schumer said, everything's on the table and we'll do anything to have our way, I guess he wasn't kidding. So It looks like now they're saying, we're not going to impeach him. We're just going to strip all of his authority and power and give it to somebody else. So the one thing that I immediately thought was, this seems a little bit insulting to say that anyone who's gotten COVID is mentally unfit. I thought that was pretty insensitive, but I'm going to leave it up to Washington at this point. But I would like to hear from my community. So let me know in the comments section. Do you think that this is a waste of time trying to strip President Trump of his presidential authority with only about 3 weeks left before the presidential election? Or do you think that this is just a power grab from Nancy Pelosi? Let me know. I'm not going to give an opinion at this point, but I would like to know what you're thinking. My biggest worry is this is just another distraction for not getting the stimulus package finished. The other thing that's super irritating to me is this is just more of our tax dollars going towards political games. So whether you're Democrat or Republican, this is your tax money that's being used for these political games. So anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. Now, as a favor to me, would you mind giving this video a like? That way YouTube will share it with others. And also, it's just me. It's just me researching and doing these videos to be helpful to you. Okay, now I've been doing this for several months, and I've become less trusting of what I hear from both sides, the White House and Nancy Pelosi. So I did some research from the top 2 people in the Problem Solvers Caucus, because I wanted to hear from a Democrat and a Republican that work together and hear what their opinion is on this next stimulus package actually happening. So I looked up an interview between Representative Josh Gottheimer of New Jersey on the Democrat side and Tom Reed, a Republican from New York on the Republican side. Representative Gottheimer said, "Don't let politics get in the way of what's best for our families, businesses, and communities." He also said it would be unconscionable to leave the American people without the help they need. Now, what he's referencing is if they don't do something before the election, or worse, if they wait until after the inauguration, he is saying that is unconscionable and it is wrong. And I completely agree with Democrat Representative Gottheimer. That would be unconscionable and wrong. Okay, now he also pointed out that he does support a comprehensive bill similar to what the Problem Solvers Caucus proposal was. He said that he likes that it would not run the risk of leaving any one group out of the deal. Just do a deal that is all-encompassing. So I agree. I think that, again, you guys know, if there's any bias here, it's that I liked the Problem Solvers proposal, but it didn't go anywhere. But he is saying, let's get a comprehensive bill done, and I agree with that. Okay, now Representative Reed on the Republican side from New York, he said the Problem Solvers proposal was $1.5 trillion, and it was built on data and the real needs of the American people. Now remember, they researched for over a month to come up with those numbers. It wasn't just pulled out of a hat. It was actual data that they reviewed. And he is saying that he thinks that there needs to be something right in the area of 1.7 trillion, but that in no way would his party go for 2.2 trillion. So he's even come up 200 billion from the Problem Solvers proposal, and now President Trump has come up that 200 billion. So I think we're getting really, really close. Now, Representative Reed said he believes Mnuchin and Pelosi are really, really close to striking a deal if they would just listen to each other. And I agree. I think that they just need to quit thinking about their parties and think about the American people. Now, Reed continued by saying a comprehensive bill ensures that money goes to many places and not just one industry. He said it will save hundreds of thousands of American jobs that could be in jeopardy right now if nothing is done. And I completely agree with that as well. Representative Reed said he thinks that Trump's start and stop of the negotiations this week was really just a signal for both parties to put forward their best offer and close the deal. Reed finished by saying that if they finish up the legislative process, which is just another way of saying the legal wording of the bill, he feels that it can get done and voted on very soon. He then said this idea of representatives coming back within 24 hours to vote is real. So it was good to hear him confirm that as well. All right, now this is my update for today. As I know more, I will share more. I'm not sure if I'll come on this weekend. I only like to do these updates if there's something real to share. Otherwise, I'll be back Monday. But if I do come on, you know that it's real. Lastly, just on a personal note, I would really like to thank my YouTube community. I got an email yesterday from YouTube telling me that you guys gave my videos over 1.5 million likes in the last 30 days. They said based on the size of my channel and the video views that I get, that the number of likes that I get is proportionately high. And so I only have you to thank. So I just want to give you a heartfelt thank you for liking these videos. I put a lot of time and effort into getting these done, and it's my absolute pleasure to do the research. I can't tell you how many different areas I have to look to pull this information together. So I really appreciate the community supporting me. As I do these updates, as I share money ideas, or try to just keep a positive environment and attitude during these difficult times. Lastly, I just want to remind you that you are amazing. Please never forget that. I appreciate you being in my community, and I'll see you on the next video.